Hi everyone, it's Desert Rose. So today is going to be, or tonight's video is going to be some decks that I would like to show you. As you can see in the title, it has to do with decks that you choose based on your compatibility with the elements. And you can look into your natal chart for more information about this, or you could kind of freeball it and use how you're feeling and make your judgments based off of maybe the decks that you have, or if you're just starting off, how do certain decks make you feel based off of the images, if you're touching them, based off of the energy. I do this a lot with my decks. I choose my decks and I look at the type of elemental association with it, and I could pretty much narrow down my search of things that I would be compatible with generally and ones that I won't. I say generally because sometimes you're caught off guard and you get a deck that is out of your comfort zone. So this isn't going to be a video for that, and this might be more of a quicker one. I love doing more and more videos. I'm starting to get back in the groove of things, but now that I'm married and then I have dogs now, I don't just have my cats. My schedule is filled up a little bit more, and plus I'm in the process of getting my tarot certification. I'm so excited, so I'm also doing that too. So I'll be right back. My dog needs water. So I wrote a little bit of notes. So it's very rare for me to do this, but I figured that it might be things that might be important to think about, or what you think about whenever you're purchasing a deck. So I have the first one, which is you can look into your natal chart to see how each of your houses are energized. What are you drawn to and what aren't you drawn to? Combination of elements, which is something that's really interesting for me because I don't have any solely air-based decks. I have combinations of air-based, usually air and water, but air and fire work really well together too. So adverse reactions, maybe you're getting a certain reaction because it's challenging you in some way and you might want to look into that, or maybe it's just not something for you. And why are you interested in a deck you wouldn't normally be interested in? So that's going into adverse reactions. So that's what I have for my notes. I don't usually do notes for videos. So, okay. And I'm a little... So, I was out for a while today. We actually got this new, it's not a new couch, it's a hand-me-down couch from my mother-in-law, and I feel like it's such a big couch, it'll be great for when we move. And the other one was, there was a hole in it because one of my mother-in-law's dogs bit a hole in it, and then my dogs are just like, ooh, a hole, let me try to find something in it or dig in it. So I have 5 decks that I would like to show you because one of the decks is going to correspond with the major arcana energy, more of the spiritual journey, the important part of your journey, and then I have more of the everyday experiences for the minor arcana, which are definitely important too. So the first one, oh, by the way, these decks are mass produced too, so they're easier to get. I figured that would be good for some people, and then you can look more into it. I might say some suggestions. So I'll get into it. The first one is has more of a fiery energy. So this is the Wheel of the Year. Although it's the Wheel of the Year, you can really get a reaction from it. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. So the readings are really straightforward. They use a lot of, I would say, bold colors, but they aren't intrusive for people like me who aren't really into colors. And with the bold colors, you definitely get more of a fiery energy. And with it being straightforward, it has more of a reaction of having action in the type of deck that it is. And with the wheel being movement, also you can link it to, I do at least, like the Wheel of Fortune, besides it being the Wheel of the Year. Very pagan, so deep rooted in spirituality for the pagan community. It's one of my favorite decks to carry around and read with, just because it's so straightforward. You can get really nice readings with this. And there's a lot of pagan themes to it. As you saw, the maple, some goddess symbols, some of the animal totems that you would see that are pretty common in the pagan community. I mean, you can use any type of animal medicine, but the ones that you see a lot, you see black cats, familiars. So I really love this deck. And there's also sunflowers here that makes it bright. A lot of harvested energy with the harvest images. And I really love this Three of Swords. One of my favorite ones. I love this one too. So that's the first one. For an earth-based deck, I chose something that really speaks for itself. Oh no, Lakota, don't go there. So I have awkward lighting in here, so I have it in this bag. And I made my bags. I did a couple of videos on them, and I might do more just to show you guys my progress with them. But this was my first one. My first one that I did for my decks, and I'm like, I want to start making more of them. So this is the So Below Tarot. It's part of the Book of Shadows Tarot Volume 2, because there's the As Above. This is a Low Scarabeo. The Wheel of the Year was a Low Scarabeo. Most of these are Low Scarabeo decks. And they do have, I like their cardstock, and you really know what to expect with them. Sometimes they have the languages, sometimes they don't. You have this beautiful mossy green color. Sorry. And it has the triple goddess symbol. It's green on green, so if I find the color, I'll do edging on this one. But this is for everyday experiences, so it's definitely relatable. And I don't usually go for earthy decks, but I really do love this one. It takes a while for me to find a deck, an earth-based deck that I really connect to. And based off of your feel or take on the deck, you can feel like it may be more of a different element, or maybe like mixing with another one, which will be the next one. So the Wheel of the Year that I just showed, the next two are And the next two after this one are ones that I use a lot and that I really energetically connect to, a lot energetically. So this is the Sobolo Tarot. I want to make a tag, but I don't know if people are going to do my tags. But it would be interesting because my friend Mary, she's Mary Bell on YouTube. She also does tarot. And she's amazing at astrology. So I would love to hear what she has to say. She doesn't have to do this video. But she's so knowledgeable about it. So again, these next two are ones that I really connect to. I have to do a bag for this one, so it's nothing. I just have it in here right now. So this is the Shadowscapes Tarot. I'm not in the process right now of finding the Czech version of the Shadowscapes, but if it comes across or on my searches one day when I feel like looking for it, then I'll be like, I may get it because I'm interested in it, because the images are bigger than this, or the cards are larger so you can see the images better. There is a gold gilding that I'm iffy about. Gold gilding. I love rose gold. I'm getting a little personal, but I don't know how I feel about the gold on it, but overall I love the Shadowscapes anyway. And mainly because the images are smaller. I don't think I reach out. I reach out for it a lot, but not as much as I think I would if the images were larger. I'm sorry, I'm repetitive right now, but there's just such a flow to it. I feel like this deck is more watery and airy, so this is the combination of elements that I was talking about. And I really love that combination. So it's more of a fairy style deck. I love the foxes. There's a lot of the same animals that are seen throughout the deck. So dragons, swans, there's turtles, ravens. I might have to get up to, and it shows, I'm sorry, I might have to get up to get more water for my husky because he talks a lot and he drinks a lot, so you might be hearing him. They show different types of fae in here, so there's the mermaids, the gnomes, the earth fairies, or the different elementals. So it's the undimes for water, snipes for air, gnomes for earth, and salamanders for fire. I would say it's not too busy. You can get a feel for it for yourself, but I think that it has just enough for a busier deck. I mean, I would say if it was any busier, I don't think that I would reach for it, just because I like, especially my minors, I like it more, not pippish, but not as busy. I don't really like busy decks overall. Even though the decks that I've shown could say otherwise. But I do love these. So the next one, I still had to make a bag for this. It's one of my old favorites. It's the Unispecies Tarot. This is water all the way. I love it. It's so deep and natural and intense and feminine, and aesthetically it's on the darker side, and I love that. These are the backs. At first I didn't know how I felt because it was busier than not anticipated, because I have seen them prior to purchasing it, but busier than other backings that I'm used to. So I did black on black. I usually like that if it's on both sides, and I question it if it's not on both sides, and I'm wondering, should I not do it? Because I did that with the Osho Zen. It was red on one side and then there were black borders on the other side, and I actually gave my first copy to my cousin because I think that he would be an amazing reader, so I gave it to him and I thought it would really connect with him. And then I purchased another copy recently that I haven't been using right now, but I know I'll be using it. I've been using it here and there, but whenever it comes out, it's an amazing reader. So this has more of a sexualized look. As you can see, it has kind of a vampire-esque taste. It is based off of the French Quarter. And you can find Unispecies there. There is more of a grieving energy to this. It goes straight to the point. It's a great shadow working deck. It's a great healing deck. I think it's a great all-rounder if you're into this energy. And when I first got it, I used it a ton. And I recently brought it out just because I moved my decks and I figured it's always calling to me. It's always one of those steady decks for me. And one of my dogs trying to do something. So I was going to say something else with this. It's a very easy read. And I don't hear a lot of people talk about it that much, just because the images may seem a little exaggerated at times, or a lot, but that's the fun about the Unispecies. I think there's a sense of lore to it in its own way, with the way that Unispecies created this deck. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to say. Maybe it's going to come to me as I keep going. So the next one is, I don't know what I'm doing with these cards. Some of these are flipped over. Oh, by the way, I love this. Sorry if I seem a little, I just really love doing videos, and the more I get back into it, the more I want to do more videos. But to do this setup, that is from a lamp that broke. So we used that lamp and we hung it on the curtain rod, and I have a lamp behind me that isn't covered. So it's very bright, but I like it for the lighting that it gives me because we don't have any lighting. A lot of ceiling light, that's what you call it. So I'm down to the last one, and this is more of the spiritual deck for me. It's like you're going through a spiritual journey with this. This is an intense reader. This is the Native American Tarot. I love this deck. Most of my decks are either fairy based or Native American based. So overall it's working. I have more of an earth based practice. So the Shadowscapes is a Llewellyn, Blue de Lescott is a Low Scarabeo, and the Native American Tarot is a Low Scarabeo. I'm so sorry if you guys don't like Low Scarabeo, merely because, well, there could be a lot of reasons, but, oh, sorry, and by the way, it comes in this bag that I actually got in a trade, but then I traded the other deck, but I kept this bag because I love when people crochet stuff. I want to crochet bags to eventually, but with the Low Scarabeo, sometimes they have the multiple languages on here. That's what you get with the little white book, so there isn't a lot of information, but I feel like a lot of times you don't really need the book. Well, of course, if you would like to study more and get more information or interpretations, like the different symbolisms and why the creator put something in the deck, then that would be helpful, but overall I think it's going to be okay. With this one, I would say you don't necessarily need to know things about the Native American, you don't really need to know a lot of the Native American practices, and maybe some, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because if you look at the images and the different symbols, you can get a take on the messages that they bring. They do have Father Sky and Mother Earth, which is so beautiful. I love the images in here. I'm sorry it took so long. I might crop that out, but I never crop anything out of my video because I just got my editing stuff on my laptop and it doesn't seem like I'll be doing that. So there's a lot of animals that you see throughout the same animals that you see throughout the deck. And it definitely would be helpful to know some information about Native American spirituality, different parts of, or different tribes and what they practice, because they can vary, but overall I see this as you either connect with it or you don't, just like the other decks. I love when this comes out. I worked with mainly Native American decks in the winter, and then when Beltane hit, I switched to Fae like immediately. Sorry, I'm just watching my dog because the cord is very short, so he might be stepping on it. You might see him. Come on, Lakota. Oh, he wants to go out. Lakota, come on. If you guys have seen Lakota, he's so handsome. And you can hear him. He's gonna do that throughout the video unless somebody takes him out. And you haven't seen my husband lately in the videos, because lately I've been filming while they're sleeping, or I try to get it while everybody's not as active, like throughout the day, and plus I'm more active at night, so it's the main reason. And school has been taking a decent amount of time, not too much, but it's been fun, it's been real. I'm still going through it, so I'm acting like it's over. It's not, and I'm going back to school to do other things, because I always love going to school, and it's provided by, and these are the backings, by the VA, so I might as well take advantage of it. Not the tarot school, but because I had to pay that out of pocket. But there's this whole filling out the form, getting approved if the school accepts this type of I don't want to say service because it's not accepts that type of thing where they work with the Veteran Affairs. So that was my video. I hope that was insightful for some people. Hopefully it wasn't too long, because my videos are around half an hour. So thanks for hearing me talk a lot, and I'll see you guys in another video.